Hello students, here I am going to explain the relationship between molecular mass and degree of polymerization of polymer. And also we are going to see how both these are interconnected with each other in this lecture. As we know, formation of polymer takes place by polymerization of small units and small parts, and them we call as monomer. The formation of polymer takes place which is actually a complex mixture of molecules, and the molecules which are participated in the formation of polymer, they have different molecular mass. It is depend whether the same kind of molecules are participated or different. According to that, they have their molecular mass, and hence molecular mass of polymer is actually the average molecular mass of constituent molecules which are participated in the formation of polymer. Molecular mass of polymer is depend on degree of polymerization. What is meant by this degree of polymerization? So degree of polymerization is nothing but the number of monomer units are present in the polymer. Mechanical properties of this polymer is also depend on molecular mass. If molecular mass is low, then polymer become brittle and has low strength. And if molecular mass is high, then polymer become tough and it is unmanageable, and therefore we can say mechanical properties of polymer also depend on molecular mass. Minimum value of molecular mass is enough to exhibit the properties we needed for particular application, and this minimum molecular mass is correspond to critical degree of polymerization. Critical degree of polymerization is lower for those whose containing hydrogen bonding than those containing weak intermolecular force. Now here I am going to explain this critical degree of polymerization with the help of one example. The critical degree of polymerization is low for nylon 6 while it is high for polyethylene. As we know, nylon 6 is an example of polyamide polymer. In previous lecture we learned about this, and which has a strong intermolecular hydrogen bonding as an intermolecular force, whereas polyethylene have weak van der Waals force as an intermolecular force. And because of this stronger intermolecular force, the critical degree of polymerization is lower for nylon 6 than polyethylene. So you have to remember that where strong intermolecular forces are available, their critical degree of polymerization is low, and where weak intermolecular forces are available, their critical degree of polymerization is high. Now we will talk about biodegradable polymer. There are the two types of the polymers are there. One is biodegradable. These are the polymers are degraded by nature and therefore they are not responsible for the environmental pollution. And the next one is non-biodegradable. These are the polymers which are not degraded by nature but they are responsible for the environmental pollution. As we know, natural polymers are biodegradable, means which are not responsible for the environmental pollution. But the synthetic polymers are non-biodegradable because their waste materials stay in the environment for a long time, which is not degraded by nature, and therefore the synthetic polymers are responsible for the environmental pollution. To tackle with this environmental problem, scientists have developed some biodegradable synthetic polymers, and the synthetic polymers are aliphatic, polyesters and polyamide, which are synthetic polymers but they are biodegradable. Now we will see the most important example of biodegradable synthetic polymer, which is PHPV. This PHPV is stand for polybeta hydroxybutyrate co-beta hydroxyvalerate. In this case, P stand for poly, H stand for the hydroxy, B stand for butyrate and V stand for the valerate. This butyrate is referred to 4 carbon atom and valerate is referred to 5 carbon atom, and therefore the monomer of this polymer is beta hydroxybutyric acid and beta hydroxyvaleric acid, and also then we call as 3-hydroxybutanic acid and 3-hydroxypentanic acid. So these are the IUPAC names of this monomer. One very simple thing we have been doing throughout the chapter. What exactly we are doing? So we take OH from acid and H from the alcohol and we remove it in the form of water molecule. So it is an example of condensation polymer. So do you remember condensation polymer where we remove small molecules? And that's why this PHPV is an example of condensation polymer. Now see what will be the polymer. So this is a polymer which is called as polybeta hydroxy butyrate co-beta hydroxyvalerate. Here you can see the COOH bond which is an ester bond. So when alcohol and carboxylic acid combine, It form an ester, but so many esters come together, so this is an example of polyester, which is damn good. It is because it undergoes bacterial disintegration. It means it decomposes by bacteria, and so therefore this is generally used in medical drug delivery in the body, and also it is used in manufacturing of orthopedic devices, and also it is used in packing substance. Having done with one of the biodegradable polymer, now we will talk about second biodegradable polymer, which is known as nylon 2 nylon 6. Numeral 2 and 6 stand for number of carbon atoms are present in the monomer. This nylon 2 and nylon 6 is prepared from amino acid, and these amino acids are known as glycine and aminocaprylic acid. These two are the monomer of nylon 2 nylon 6. It is actually a condensation reaction. In this case, we are going to remove OH from carboxylic acid and H from amino groups in the form of water molecule. So what we will get? This is known as nylon 2 nylon 6. Now we can see NHCO bond, it is amide bond, and hence the polymer is known as polyamide. Nylon 2 nylon 6 is used in manufacturing of orthopedic devices, and also it is used in implant switches, and also it is used in drug release matrices. With this topic, we now come to the end of the chapter. This was all about the chapter where we learn sources of polymer, formation of polymer along with their uses. If you like the things, please share it, comment and like the videos, and subscribe to the channel. Thank you very much.